Thanks for keeping it tuned here to Mountain Connections. I have two guests with me this time, and they are a power couple. It's Tiffany Toombs and Sidney Clevinger. Tiffany is the founder of BlueLotusMind.com, and Sidney is the founder of Better Leads Box, which is a digital advertising company. How are you two doing today?
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you guys so very much for taking the time to come out and speak with us here on Mountain Connections. Tiffany, we'll start with you. Tell me a little bit more about Blue Lotus. What are you guys all about?
So I specialize in helping people clear out the emotional baggage that keeps them stuck in self-sabotage. So people often kind of know they're sabotaging themselves. I'm procrastinating, I'm not going to the gym enough, I keep dating the wrong person, but they don't really know why. And a lot of people focus in on changing the behavior, but it's really the belief system that we have to fix. So I tell a lot of people that our behaviors are really just symptoms of our belief systems, and if the behaviors aren't working for you, we need to dig in to the unconscious mind, figure out what the belief system is, and get rid of that so the behavior changes.
So it's really getting at the root of the issue rather than trying to fix the symptoms, as you said, of the issue.
Absolutely. Like, I am all about empowering people. I only want to work with people for 8 sessions and then set them free to be successful on their own. So my clients get some pretty incredible results. We've had people reverse type 2 diabetes, people who've been able to conceive after years of IVF and trying that didn't work. We've had people, I work with a lot of people who have had abuse or any form of trauma, who've been seeing psychologists for 20 years and have had no resolution.
No breakthrough.
And then we work together for 8 sessions and their life's completely different.
Wow, that's phenomenal. I do want to get back to more on Blue Lotus, but I also want to talk to Sidney about your business, Better Leads Box. Tell me a little bit about your digital advertising.
Yeah, so I own a digital advertising agency, and a big part of like what I realized as I was running the agency over the past couple of years was I was getting asked a lot of the same questions. So I put together an informational product called the Better Leads Box, and then it just sort of took over. We've added about 75 people to the Better Leads Box community in just about 6 months. Really starting at zero. And, we do what we teach, right? So we're doing what we're teaching and showing people as we're building it, which is really cool to do. And then of course we also have, specific courses that her and I both tag team on, as well as, of course, we work with private clients. But the Better Leads Box is really just kind of taking its own system, taking its own identity. And now we're even doing, large events with it, and we're doing, a lot of things with the community of just great entrepreneurs that are out there trying to be the best.
That's fantastic. Really cool. And Tiffany, tell me a little bit about where you got the idea for this holistic wellness for Blue Lotus in general. Where did you get this idea?
So it was really born out of my own breakdown, which I now look at as a breakthrough. So I had been living in Australia at the time, had been dating someone for 3 years. The day I found out I was pregnant was the day I found out that he had a girlfriend in another state. My life fell apart. I then actually ended up having a miscarriage. I couldn't eat or sleep for 2 weeks, and so my body just went, this isn't the right time. And I hit my own emotional rock bottom. And that's, both of us really, our businesses have been born out of our own personal rock bottom, where we've considered ending it all and then recognized that we had to deal with that emotional baggage. And then I went through the process of going to psychologists, going to counselors, going to personal development events, life coaches, and everyone just kept telling me, you can't focus on the past anymore, right? You just can't think about that. Let's just focus on the future. But I had this abuse from my stepmom that I had never gained resolution on. And it wasn't until I healed that I really felt like I was free again.
That's powerful.
And so the tools that I found to help me through yoga, through meditation, through NLP, that really set me free, and so that's what I now use to help other people.
That's fantastic, and that's really powerful. Like you said, I think a lot of the time we've all experienced some form of trauma, especially in early childhood is when it happens a lot to the most of us, and I think we move on into life and kind of maybe forget these things or compartmentalize these things and think that we've moved on, but in reality, it's probably still holding us back from a lot of things. So being able to confront that, and as you said, I liked how you reframed it from a breakdown to a breakthrough, which it can be. As I was speaking to Scott Miller earlier, a lot of the most successful entrepreneurs that I've met their success is rooted in failure, and it's rooted in learning from that hardship and from those hard times, which a lot of them say it was my rock bottom, but look where I am now, and look what I've learned from that experience.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of people don't recognize that the bulk of the belief systems that we have, all of us as adults here, were embedded in our mind between the ages of 0 and 7. So we're taking on all these beliefs about how the world works before we even understood how the world works.
How the world actually
Yeah.
works.
And we're very
crazy.
self-referential, right? And so it's this place of, you know, it's all my fault or I'm not good enough. And for me, I held on to that for a really long time. I thought my stepmom abusing me meant that I wasn't good
That you
enough.
wasn't good? Yeah, that you
when
weren't good
really it was her stuff that she hadn't healed.
That's fantastic. And Sidney, tell me a little bit about your idea for your business. How did you take it, as you said, from ground level to where it is now, and what are some of the hardships that you've experienced?
Sure, I
along the
think
way?
you know, obviously, marketing period is you know, it's just one of those businesses, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that want to get into it. It can be perceived as a dirty business. You know, I think, you know, it's one of those things where just being very transparent with, and one of the things I used to build my business was, instead of always going out into a marketplace trying to pull new people in, I used the people that already said yes, and then, you know, leveraged those people to get me new clients, which is a big what we teach inside, I guess, of our, you know, our stuff with the Better Leads boxes. You don't have to go out and get, you know, 500 new yeses every year. You just need to go out there and get a few, and then turn those few and multiply those few into more. Because all you got to do is make a couple people happy, and then those couple people will go out and find you a couple more people to make happy, right? But like she had mentioned, our business is really flourished through failure. You know, I mean, she had her miscarriage and what happened. I mean, we have almost identical stories at around the same time.
He wasn't pregnant.
I wasn't pregnant. I don't know if that's possible, but with that being said, you know, I did have, you know, I was actually suicidal. You know,
Yeah.
I actually, not only suicidal, I actually had the gun in my hand. And, you know, on Christmas Eve of 2016, and then, you know, I don't want to say something snapped, but, you know, I mean, it gets to the point where you're just so mad at, you know, you're so much better than this. And I think as entrepreneurs, you know, a lot of people have it. It's just a matter of consistently doing it. And what, you know, and just some of the best advice I was ever given early on, and even up to just a couple months ago, by one of my mentors, you know, just focus on the day, do the best you can today, and every 3 or 4 days the door opens up, and it's like magic. I don't know how to explain it, but as long as you just be the best that you can today and get 1% better today, then it seems like every 3 or 4 days a new opportunity pops up.
Staying focused on that daily continual growth and keeping that optimistic mindset is definitely key. Sidney, where can people go to learn more about Better Leads Box, as well as, as about you as an entrepreneur?
You can definitely check out www.betterleadsbox.com. That has, you know, both our bios on it. We work on it together. Yeah, you can go there and check that out. And of course, you can go to Facebook and check out our pages and Instagram and all that fun stuff.
And Tiffany, where can people go to learn more about Blue Lotus, as well as you?
So my website is www.bluelotusmind.com, and we both have a ton of free content on Facebook. So check us out on both our personal profiles and the business profiles. There's a ton of free content to teach people things.
Excellent. Well, thank you both so very much for coming here on Mountain Connections. We appreciate you telling your guys' story and sharing your guys' success as well. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
for having us.
Be sure and check out power couple Tiffany Toombs and Sidney Clevinger. Again, you can check Blue Lotus at bluelotusmind.com and learn more about Better Leads Box at betterleadsbox.com. We have much more coming up here on Mountain Connections. Don't go anywhere.